Wafia.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move on to our next topic. A very interesting topic as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, this is coming from South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is on the SABC news page,
Mm-hmm.
the website. So it says the Constitutional Court has ruled that men may assume their wives' surnames, declaring Section 26 1A to C of the Births and Deaths Registration Act unconstitutional insofar as it unfairly discriminates on the basis of gender by failing to afford men the right to assume the surname of women after they marry.
Mm.
Okay? So typically, to simplify things, what this is saying is that now men can take on their wives' surnames. Because typically in most of our countries, well, in Zambia, from what I know, when two people get married, in Zambia, marriage is between a man and a woman, one man, one woman.
Mm-hmm.
And when those two get married, the woman assumes the man's
The
name. She
man.
takes on her husband's
Yeah.
name as her surname. That's how typically it is. And I'm guessing that's how it was in South Africa, but now that has been overturned. You can now use your wife's surname.
But is it if you want?
If you want. If you want. So it's not mandatory for, let's say, like if a woman gets married,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you marry a woman in South Africa now,
Mm-hmm.
well, let me put it this way. My interpretation of this is to say, if you get married to a woman in South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's assume you're also South African. You get married to a woman there.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have to take on your surname. She might want you to take on her surname. You get it? So instead of her being let's say
Piri.
Bulelwa Piri,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to say no. You'll be
Mos-
blessed
Blessed.
Zulu.
Mm-hmm.
Or blessed Mfana Foot. So you take on her name. You get it?
Hey, like, but why? So the whole context, I think, if
Mm-hmm.
the whole context of this marriage thing and her getting your name,
Yeah.
that gives it a picture like, okay, you're the head of the house, and
Well, that I think is more of a cultural thing.
mm-hmm.
I don't know the legal implications, or whether it's based on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But do you think it's a good idea?
Well, look, I think with such things,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. There's really no big deal at the end of the day. I think, like what you're saying, people have attributed like that whole arrangement we used to have of the woman taking on the husband's name as maybe a form of submission.
Yeah,
To
it
her
is.
husband?
It is.
Yeah, a form of submission. In other aspects, it's just a cultural thing. You take on like your husband's family name and whatnot. But beyond that, what really is the function of that? Because there are women again, and like you said, like many people might look at it like that, but they're just names at the end of the day. You
yeah,
get
their
it?
names, but
It doesn't determine the nature of the relationship.
yeah, their names, but
Mm.
it actually shows that she's submitting to you.
Okay.
If you look at it, so here's the thing. Me, I marry, right? I marry this chick, Bene. Bene. Like, she's Bene Mwemba or something. She has to change. It has to be Bene Mwemba, period, to give it a picture. Oh, she's now married to Mr. Piri. If now me, let's say if it was me, I'm Blessed Piri Mwemba. Like, is she the one marrying me? Like, is she the head of the house?
I don't think it denotes that, and it doesn't have to. It simply just means you are married to this woman.
people will interpret it in a different way. Like, I think
Of course, people will interpret it in a different way because of the cultural norms and societal values we've lived by.
Mm-hmm.
They'll interpret it like that. But from where I'm looking at it, like, if this thing is supposed to show submission to you as the husband symbolically and say, this woman is submitting to you and whatnot, there are cases where, like, a lot of people get married.
Yeah.
Right? They go into these institutions of marriage where they submit to these people. But this person's character, again, when you look at it,
different.
It's not one worth of being submitted to. You get what I'm saying? So the whole there's how can I best explain it? Like, there's the names shouldn't determine the character.
Okay.
I think it should work the other way around. If you have the character of a man that needs to be submitted to,
then it's okay.
Then I think those things will fall in place. It's more or less like a title, the way we say, like, honorable and whatnot. Some of the people we call honorable, bro, they're far from it. You get what I'm saying?
They're not.
And sometimes those titles make you get lost in the source. You become a bit more, aloof because you think, oh, I'm the honorable. This is the way it's supposed to be. Or I'm the man, or whatever. No.
But it actually makes sense because if you go allow me to quote. In the book of Genesis chapter 2 verses 24, the Bible says, a man shall leave his what? His mother and his father's house. And where? Joins the what? Let me just read that.
No, find that. You don't want to misquote that.
A man shall leave. Okay. So the Bible says, Genesis chapter 2, 24. That's why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. Okay. So I would agree, because the Bible doesn't say a woman shall leave his mother.
Yeah, and you see, again, I think submission is an act.
Yes.
A woman might take on your name, but she's still not submissive. You get what I'm saying? So just that whole nomenclature and those semantics is not necessarily enough. Submissiveness should be attached more to character. These things, or Mr. Whoever or whatever, I think they are more so or less like titles. That's just the way I'm looking at it.
So you're okay, like you take your madam's surname.
First of all, it depends on what kind of woman I'm marrying. If she's the kind of woman I want, and we also get along, I'm also the kind of man that she wants, we have that mutual love and respect, I have no problem with that. Okay? Of course, maybe my family members and what's this might be up in arms. But you see, like, what has it changed about me?
That you're not a man.
I still have my...
You still have your man.
I still operate in society.
Yeah,
what's this? So what determines what a man is?
I guess
is it
that's
his title or the way he behaves?
Then you're not putting value to your tradition and customs, because it's been there.
Okay.
It's been
so
like
now
that.
there's also now, if we now come to traditions and customs, then now maybe we can take it from that aspect to say, okay, in Ekonafuma, our traditions are so and so, and also our traditions and customs. But okay, now let's make it a bit more interesting. Let's say, in my tradition, the woman must assume the man's surname, but in her tradition, the man must assume the woman's surname. But you love each other. Then what do you do in that case?
She must respect the man. Like, it's
what
all
about her?
Yeah?
What about her and her culture? Because since now we're looking at it from a cultural perspective, so do women get less priority in things because they are women? Because now we're looking at it from a cultural aspect.
The whole thing in Africa, generally in Africa, the whole thing is that you get to submit to a man.
Okay. Let's not... Okay. Okay.
You get to submit to a man.
Yeah.
Okay? So now, in such an instant, like, where in a tradition and custom,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get a surname.
Mm-hmm.
Then on your back end, it's the other way around, that where she needs to get your surname.
Mm-hmm.
I bet there we must strike a balance.
Okay, so
There.
then how do you do it?
The balance would strike is her getting my name.
It's not a balance, bro, because then now it's still going in your favor.
Cause she's married to me. I'm not
But
married to
we're
her.
now talking about you're also married to her.
I paid a dowry price.
What if she's the one paying in her tribe?
Then
also in her culture,
if she's paying for my dowry price, then it's okay. I'm gonna do that. But if I'm the one paying for the dowry and everything, you better get my son name.
even if you're a punk.
I'm a man. At the end of the day, I might be a punk. I might be whatever it is. But according to tradition and custom values, I'm a man.
Okay, so I think this is another challenge I have with when it comes to traditions and customs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, firstly, with a lot of these traditions and customs, we are missing a lot of context, especially for us younger people.
Mm-hmm.
We're missing a lot of context as to how these cultures and traditions came about and why they were practiced that way.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, culture and tradition are dynamic things. They're not static.
Yeah.
What I mean by dynamic is culture and tradition change over time and circumstances.
Yeah.
So some of the certain cultures and traditions we are practicing now as a result of trying to be loyal to traditions might have come out of a circumstance that is irrelevant now. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
So let me paint a picture. Let me give you an example of what I mean. So let's say there's a drought in a particular area or land or kingdom in our African setup. There is a drought for maybe 2 years in flat dialogue.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of famine as a result of that. People can't grow their crops. So mostly they depend on like the animals. But even the animals, again, can't survive too long because of lack of water.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, you now have to survive. So you turn to eating unconventional things. Okay? Maybe the mwamba no kudiensoka, impemfu and those things. But because the drought has gone on for so long, you eat them for so long that you become used to them. And then after some time, these things now become normalized. They become part of your culture.
Yeah.
And 100 years later, even when the drought is over, because you went through that period for so long.
For some time.
You now all think, oh,
it's normal, it's okay.
It's culture, it's what's this. But the circumstances have changed. You only ate that for survival, but you're out of the survival period. You get what I'm saying? So there are certain things that came up during the time that some of these cultures were being formed that were true at that time and are not necessarily true now. Okay? So we need more context to some of these things, even this whole issue of, oh, I'm a man, submissiveness and all that. We need more information on those things. Okay, how did these things come about and what's this? So I guess that's where my challenge is. The way I look at culture shouldn't imprison you. It should help you live your life well. It shouldn't be oppressive to other people simply because of, things you can't necessarily control, like your sex, your race, and, certain things like that. So even when it comes to names and like this whole situation, I'm trying to look at it to say, okay, let's look at it from a purely human point or perspective. What is the give and take of the situation? Is it good or bad? Realistically. To all those superficial things, say, oh, I'm a man, his culture and what's this and whatnot. What is the real damage that can be there? You get it?
No, I bet the family will look at you in a different way.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
The family,
it still comes like this. There's that cultural
because it's been there for a long time. Like, what's the agenda for the Constitution Court to pass such kind of a...
So, like, from what they say, it's a bit of some gender discrimination. Okay? So, it says, the court has confirmed that Section 26, 1A to C of Births and Deaths Registration Act is unconstitutional, insofar as it is it unfairly discriminates on the basis of gender. Okay? It discriminates on the basis of gender. That's their reasoning for that.
This issue of gender, like, like
But you see, again, like you mentioned something interesting. You said it's been done for a long time.
it's been there for a long time. Like,
yes,
like-
I get it. But does something being there for a long time qualify it as correct?
no, it doesn't. But like this issue of them saying gender, whatever it is, like me, I'm not okay with that. Like, what's there? Like, so now you mean it's okay to just go ahead and get my girl's surname? No, 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 no. The next thing, that's more like now saying, okay, it will be okay for me to go and be kneeling to a fellow dude saying, "Can you marry me?" No.
Okay, now you've just taken it where it wasn't. Like,
Sorry.
I don't know how you've arrived at that. but
Because
that's
the whole
something-
the whole issue of gender and everything like that, there's always an agenda.
No, not necessarily. I think, because of culture and traditions, certain cultures and traditions, it shaped you, the way you think and your values. But like I was saying, you need more context as to how some of those traditions and cultures came about. When you go back then and really understand what some of those are, then now you can come back and say, okay, you can choose for yourself, not say, okay, this is right or wrong. For most of us, in most of the cases, we grow up and we're just told, oh, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've never really had the chance to really understand that
Sit
thing
down
for
and
ourselves,
analyze
to
if
really question that for ourselves. Like, why should it be like that? And if you just take things for what they are, you miss out on what the reality of certain things might be. You'll be going on with a certain narrative which might be steeped in abuse and whatnot. I'll give you an example. Another example. I came across, there's a man I follow on Facebook. He's is it Kasamba? He's from the Copper Belt. But MCing and what's this for weddings, and he does a bit of comedy like that. But what I like about his messages and his delivery is that, he breaks down certain topics that might be a bit complex and what's this, but he brings them to a level of understanding for the layman and an ordinary person. Yeah. So he was talking about, there's a saying that we here in Zambia, I don't know if it's attributed to the Bembas or what's this, I need to get that clear. But there's a saying that goes, "Imfumu tailala eka." Okay?
Yeah.
That's a Bemba saying. If I'm correct.
Yeah,
if I'm wrong.
Inform Tyler.
Imfumu tailala eka. But in translation, what that means is the king does not sleep alone. Okay? That is a saying that is used when a Bemba chief or king dies. Okay? There's a practice that was there, and I'm guessing it's not just with the Bemba chiefs or whatever, but with certain African
Chiefs and every king, like
groups and they practice that. Like when a chief or a king dies, they don't get buried alone. They find other people whom they throw in the grave together with the king or the chief. Okay? So he was talking about that particular instance. Now, I'm not sure whether his account is correct, but what he was saying was kind of like, don't quote me directly on this. I might get a few things that he said wrong, but you can go to his page and I'll try and put the link in the description. He says where that came from, or like those people they used to kill to put in the grave with the king or the chief. Have you ever thought about who those people were?
No.
So the way he explained says, some of them are those people who did wrong things in the kingdom, makabola and whatnot.
Oh.
But in certain instances, it would be situations where, like, you, if you are the king, you go you see a nice chick in the kingdom. You want her to be your chick. Then she denies you. Akukan. So you fix that same person because of that tradition.
Hey.
So over time, it becomes an abusive thing, but it's a tradition still. You see what I mean? So it becomes it kind of becomes a tool for fixing people that don't please you.
Mm.
So if munga have say, oh, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's an example he kind of gave and the explanation he was giving. So we really need to go back as a people, like from as Zambians and maybe even as Africans. Let's examine our cultures and traditions. I'm not saying our cultures and traditions are wrong. Don't get me wrong on that. I just think we need to reevaluate some of the things that we hold on to dearly. Because some of these traditions that we use, they were circumstantial and they worked at a certain time.
Yeah.
But we also have to find the motive for some of these things that are developed as cultures and masses. Sometimes you have dictators or tyrants who are there. You have cruel leaders who are there, and they develop some of these traditions and cultures just, out of their tendencies. Now you carry on with those cultures even when they are abusive to people. What is the purpose? You get it. But like I said, it's not everything. We have the good elements of our culture. Those should be carried over. The bad elements of our culture, those should be left. Then there are those that they're not necessarily bad, but they're just outdated.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They need to move over. So that's why I look at the whole cultural aspect. So even when you talk about of names and what's this, let's go back to what our cultures say and try to understand what was the rationale behind that. Then now we come back to the modern age and see, okay, how well does it work out? What works better for us? You get what I'm saying? Because even when making that culture to say that, oh, a woman must take on a man's name, somebody had to do it first. Maybe there was something else they were doing prior to that. You get what I'm saying? Maybe people would just get married and keep their original names.
The original name.
But somebody had to come and say, Twakula Chief. You get it? But over time, it became accepted. And it's just that at the point of change, there's a lot of violence and friction.
Yeah.
Because of people being stuck in those older ways and norms of doing things. But I'm not saying the whole thing is right or wrong. I just think I'm not looking at it from that perspective. I'm really just looking at it like if we're level-headed people, the people around me or my wife or whoever, like I don't think that should change who I am as a person.
True.
Yeah. So if you look at me any different because of a title, I think
they're going to look at you in a different. They're going to look at you in a different way. But
that would definitely be there. But again, it doesn't mean that they're right in what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? There are certain things, but anyway, those might be a bit more on the R18 side of things. But anyway, that's the way I look at it. Okay, let's just agree to disagree.
With me, I'm not with the idea.
Okay.
If you're married to me, you're becoming a peer. Yeah, unless if you say, and if I paid your dowry, I paid your family to get you. Hey, you're converting to a peer.
What is the worst thing you think would happen to you if you took on your wife's name?
People will just look at me in a different way, especially my family.
Okay.
Like, yeah, bad papa. Tabaup.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So in that case, would it okay, fair enough. I guess it's your family would look at you. But there are sometimes
I think even my ancestor would be like, the what's that you're doing?
But again, like sometimes in life, there are certain things that you want to do that a lot of people will be against. So if your fear is being looked at different, you will never be great. Because certain great things in the moment are not the accepted thing. And people are going to look at you and be like, oh, what's this? So for me, like, my family looking at me a bit awkward. It's not enough.
Oh, Mr. K. Shanjani. Hey,
but do what you want. Do what you want. Yeah. No, kusa bela sana na foot.
Because of the name.
So now you'll be finding it difficult because you want to look at me one way, then you find
okay. So now look at it. Like, okay.
So just to show you, like, no, I'm still the fantastic, phenomenal person.
This is a woman. I'm like, she's married to me. When this is Mrs. Spirit.
Yes.
Then what are they going to be calling you?
So if her name is like I was saying, if let's say her name is what word can we use? Let's say her name is Ayanda Nkosi.
Uh-huh.
So you'll be blessed Nkosi.
Uh-huh. So you be Mr. Nkosi.
Yes, or you can be, if you want to even
I
do
know,
it better, you can
I'm
be
not doing
blessed
that.
Piri Nkosi.
No. Wow, this is
This is Mr. Nkosi.
like, bro, no. That's a disrespect on my surname.
How?
No. I'm not dropping my surname for like
Or you can be
girl.
blessed Piri Nkosi.
Now, the whole, like, how are they going to be addressing you?
I've said Mr. Blessed Piri Nkosi.
I know. It must be Mr. Perry, because that's you. You've been Mr.
But even
Perry.
her,
You've been
but even
Mr.
her.
You've been Mr. Lungu from the time.
No, but so what has the woman been from the time she was born? She's been Mrs. Piri.
No, she hasn't.
She was also
yeah.
missing Nkosi.
Yeah, but the whole context is there's no way at work now I'm going to people be like, oh, Mr. Like, no.
You, when you were born,
Mm-hmm.
you have your birth name that was given to you.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you started music.
Uh-huh.
You developed another name. Did your name not change?
It doesn't change. I'm still.
And people were still calling. People call you by. There are certain people who don't even know your real name.
Yeah. True.
So what's wrong with you being Mr. Nkosi?
No. For a surname, no. No. Yeah, this is Mr. Nkosi. Married to Mrs. I was like, no. Look at that. This is Mr. Nkosi married to Mrs. Nkosi. Like, it doesn't.
What's wrong with it?
It doesn't. No.
It's just a statement. It doesn't really.
That statement.
What reality does it say about you?
Badi wopa.
Okay, if you say bad Bopa, what does it mean about you as a man? Does it make you less of a man?
I guess so.
Even if your wife still respects you, she's submissive, you are still a very successful man, does that make you less of a man? Because somebody thinks bad Kupa.
Yeah, badi kupa.
So
Badi
somebody else's opinion of you is more important than your reality.
So, me, I'm not. Yeah. No.
Eh? Someone else's opinion is
Instead
truer
of Mr.
than
P. No, no.
Mr. Nkosi.
No.
The wealthy Mr.
Yeah,
Nkosi.
I'm not doing that. It must come with certain benefits if I was to change. Yeah.
But what about your wife? What benefits does she get
Yeah.
by changing her surname to yours?
Do you know what the Bible says? In the end days, like, women will be there rushing in order to have someone's surname. That's what the Bible says.
Okay,
Let's look at for that scripture.
Okay, now that's a
please.
different. That's a different thing, man. If we start going
For
there,
a man's surname, not
so
men rushing for.
this is what I'm saying. Like, if we start saying that, that's a different debate. Because now you're saying in the Bible it says that, and it specifies say the end times. So now the argument I'll take you into is, are we in the end times?
No
now
one
that would be
knows.
a whole. Other
Okay, the
argument.
Bible, hey, women will rush, like, will be eager.
Okay, and look.
Uh-huh.
I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is you need to look at some of the beliefs and value systems that you have a bit more carefully. Because you'll be going on certain value systems that are rooted in abuse, manipulation, and some other negative connotations. Not that everything you believe is wrong, but have some grace to re-examine some of your cultural beliefs and traditional values. Then from there, once you have the context of where some of these things have come from, at least now you'll be more informed. Don't just take what is given to you as the truth or this is what it is. You see, even that strong position you have to say, no, it's supposed to be like this, it's because that's what you believe in. Those are your cultural values and nonsense. But have you ever thought, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so have a bit of grace to go back, examine that, and then what's this. But I'm not saying you should change your name and what's this. You know, so as a Christian, it's okay. You can say because you're a Christian, those are Christian values. This is what we do in Christianity, and you can go with it.
Yeah,
but I'm taking from the position of let's remove that religion, what's this and whatnot.
In general,
there's no real harm, really.
I ain't dead.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not doing that. Sorry, my girl. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting your surname. You're getting
You know
my
what
surname.
I think this is because of that girl who child his mind.
My girl, I'm not getting your surname. You're
You
getting
made
my
this
surname.
man a very difficult man to deal with. You've made it difficult for the other women now.
If you want me to get your surname, I'll come and pay for my door. Then let it be the other way again. It must be the other way. Not when I corner. I corner.
Yeah, but anyway, that's I just found that like quite interesting.
Yeah,
So,
it is
okay.
very interesting. But I bet they're there that will get to have the women's like get the other surname.
Yeah.
They're there.
No,
There are men willing to do that.
Mhm.